Mode.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's Engage121 Product Update webinar. I'm Ryan Hayes, and I am joined by Jack Serpa. Today, Jenny is not with us today, but Jack is going to walk us through another best practice to give you some other ideas, use cases there. Additionally, I just want to remind everyone that the phone lines are closed for the course of the webinar, so if you do have any questions, please use the questions functionality in the GoToWebinar software. So before we go ahead and get started with Jack's best practice, I wanted to go ahead and give everyone a quick update on some Twitter API updates that are happening. As you're probably aware, Twitter is in the process of deprecating their version 1 API, which you've probably heard the news about a lot of businesses going out of business and things like that because they can't do things, some of the things that they currently excel at in the new version. It's not going to be a problem for us, but there are some changes that I want everyone to be aware of. One of those is in Explore searches. Explore searches, currently you can complete an Excel or Explore search on Twitter without having a Twitter account connected. But just like you see with Instagram, Twitter is going to be turning that option off in the new version of their API. So in order to conduct a search on Twitter moving forward, you do need to make sure that you have a Twitter account connected before you'll be able to do that search. So again, if you don't have one connected, you'll need to go back to the account section, under connections, click on microblogs, and here you'll be able to authorize Engage121 with your Twitter account. So if you haven't done that already, go do that, and then you'll be all set for when the transition happens. The other function that is going to be going away only is going to come up in Listen here when you're looking at Twitter posts. One of the things that we had added in a while back was a replies system that would look and see if there had been any replies to a tweet since it came in, and unfortunately that is not going to be available in the new API, so that will be going away as well. What will stay is the conversation link to find the post that a tweet was in reply to. You just can't continue on down the line. So not major changes in terms of how you use Engage, just things to be aware of. Do go ahead and establish those connections in your Engage121 account as soon as possible to make sure that you are not affected by that. So that's all I've got to show you guys myself, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jack, who's going to walk through a best practice on finding and resolving customer service issues. So we'll go ahead and turn on his PowerPoint here and hand it off to Jack.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Ryan. Thank you for the handoff, and good afternoon for those of you joining from the UK. I wanted to spend a little time taking you through a best practice which is available in our Best Practices Playbook. The Playbook is a series of best practices that can be executed inside Engage121 to help you improve your business. Today we're going to focus on finding and resolving customer service issues. As you're listening to this discussion, there are probably people somewhere in the social sphere expressing an opinion about your brand or your company's service. Sometimes, unfortunately, those always aren't glitteringly positive responses. So the first thing that we want to show you how to do is to find those situations so that you can address them and resolve them. I'm displaying for you a page from the actual Best Practices Playbook. The screenshots were taken from tests that we ran through earlier to actually show you through this illustration how to conduct this search. If you look at the screen capture here in the Explore module, click on Advanced Search to display the 4 search boxes. In the second search box, this exact phrase, type in the name of your brand. In this example, we're going to do a search for Outback Steakhouse. In the third box, where it says any of these words, you can put in words that might be used by somebody who's had a less than positive experience with your brand. Once you conduct search, you can see the pop-up in the background here has generated some results of people who are mentioning your brand who had a bad experience. In this first example, someone's saying that they hate Outback Steakhouse because it's always forever wait. You'll notice that the tone assigned to that particular post is negative. The application does incorporate a tonality dictionary, but just a word about tone, which is assessed by computers here. The example I like to use is someone might post the phrase, "Ford makes great cars." Any computer application will look at that post and see the word great in close proximity to the word Ford and say this is a positive comment, and the computer would get it right. Tomorrow, somebody might post the phrase, "Ford makes anything but great cars." And you guessed it, in that scenario, a computer-based tonality system will probably get that wrong and give it a false positive. In any event, once you've hit search and you start to generate results, you'll first see results on Twitter. That's the default social platform, but it's not limited to just Twitter. If you look at this screenshot in the top right corner where you can see a gearbox, you click on it and this second box will pop up inviting you to save the search. You'll notice that down here under platforms, we've checked Twitter, Facebook, Google+, consumer review sites, blogs, even YouTube, and other social media platforms. That's your way to tell the application to be constantly searching for that search string of terms 24/7. Further below that, there is the sentiment assignments. You'll want to deselect positive and neutral and try to grab any negative mention. The next step is to actually engage the person that had a negative experience. In this example here, you can see that Oscar Granillo said something less than positive about Outback Steakhouse's service. Maybe he was there on a busy day and had a bad experience. The beauty of Engage121 is not only can you find these situations where someone had a negative experience, but with this Engage button, you have the opportunity to make good. If you click the Engage button, you'll be invited to reply back to Oscar. And you can see on the screen grab to the left here your opportunity to click reply and respond. The response might be, "Sorry you had a bad experience. Could we make it up to you?" When engaging someone that had a less than positive experience, we caution all of our clients to be very, very tactful for 2 reasons. Some people might be habitual complainers, and there are some folks out there that will complain in the hopes that you'll respond with some kind of a free coupon later. So you've got to use your judgment. It's usually a best practice to simply acknowledge the bad experience, don't argue with them, and offer some kind of make good, and ideally take the discussion offline. We invite you to do that a couple of ways right in the application. To the screen grab to the right, you'll notice that you could use our Connect one-to-one internal microblog feature and assign this issue as a task to a coworker who can then take care of the situation. So just to summarize here, you can hit the Engage button, and to the left, you can see the screen grab on how you can engage that individual. To the right, you can see how you could assign this situation to a coworker. We have another mechanism that allows you to manage this customer service issue to a greater degree, and we call it customer cases. See this button here? Let's take a closer look. When you click on the customer cases button, you're invited to open a customer service case and share it with someone within the organization. This is essentially a module built into Engage121 that allows you to manage the situation with greater detail. Once you open the customer service case, this box to the right pops up. I'm not going to read all of this information here, but just to break it down to you, there are 4 boxes in this display. The bottom box is just your log of other customer service issues that you may have opened in the past. The 3 boxes across the top here allow you to manage the situation. In the top left corner, you can actually assign the task to someone, give it a high, low, or medium priority, and assess where you are in the process of solving the issue. In the center box, where it says Respond in History, you can see the ongoing dialogue between you and the person that had the customer service problem. And at any point, you can continue the dialogue by hitting this Engage button. But it's ideal to engage the person and invite them to take it offline by perhaps communicating through an 800 customer service number or an email exchange. And finally, to the right is the charts here. These charts will give you an indication of when the situation was opened and how long it took your organization to resolve the issue. So that's a quick run through with how to find customer service issues and resolve those customer issues. The net result is going to be that people are out there having a negative experience about you. Sometimes it can't be avoided. But the key here is you can discover it and resolve it so that over time your reputation in social media is going to improve. Ryan?
Great. All right. Thanks a lot, Jack. And it's going to be a short one this week. We've got a lot of great things coming up, but not that are quite ready to take a look at yet today. As a reminder, as always, you'll find these videos and more on our YouTube channel. Just go search for Engage121 and subscribe there, so you are able to stay up to date with all the most recent releases. Additionally, always follow us on Twitter, find us on Facebook, and please let us know what you'd like to see covered in future webinars. If you have questions or feedback on what you've seen here today or in the past. And as always, if you have any questions about how how the things you've seen affect your account specifically, or how you can start implementing those immediately, reach out to our client services team, support@engage121.com, and they'll be happy to help you with that. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we will see you back here next week.